All right, so for today, you're gonna do some of the graphing questions, and I figured I'd do one more for you. Yesterday we did one during the hangout, but I wanted to do one more a little bit slower and a little bit more detailed, and maybe do more of the actual directions in here. So I definitely, when you're finished, want you to compare it to the y equals x squared. You don't actually have to graph y equals x squared, but if you can say at least one or two things about that comparison, that would be really good. And then if we have time, maybe we'll talk quickly about the domain and range. But chances are just a comparison will be good. So let's try one, number 20. So basically you have to make your table again. With this one, before I graph it, things I already know is that it's going to be facing down. It's going to be a wider graph, a parabola, because of the one-fifth. So here goes nothing. So I will now see if I don't like some of these questions, and it's going to be kind of awkward for some of these because I would try to choose x values that would go into one-fifth, like maybe 5 or 10. But then if you look, there is no x values of 5 or 10. So I already know going into this, I'm going to get some fractions. So I'll make my table the way I did yesterday vertically. So I'll do x and y. I'll start at my origin at 0. When x equals 0, I plug it in. 0 squared times negative 1/5 is just 0. So that's my first dot. That's my vertex. So I know my line of symmetry is here. Okay. I know it's going to be some type of facing down wide parabola. So I'm going to try putting in 2 here. So if I put in 2, 2 squared is 4, and then 4 times 1/5 negative would be negative 4/5. So then I know at negative 2, it's going to be the same thing, negative 4/5. And I'll try 3 as well, see what that looks like. So 3 squared is 9. And so that would be negative 9/5. We know that negative 9/5 is negative 1 4/5. So then at negative 3, it would be negative 1 4/5. So now, again, it's not the nicest thing to graph, but I can do it. So I'm going to go to 2. Then I'm going to go almost to negative 4/5, which would be like close to negative 1. Put a dot. Same thing here, negative 2, and then negative 4/5, put a dot. So you already see I'm on the right track. It's a wide parabola. And at 3, I'm going to go down to negative 4/5, negative 1 4/5. So I'm going to go down negative 1. 4/5 is probably right there. Same thing, negative 1 4/5 is right there. So then I'll draw my smooth parabola curve looking something like this. Okay, so and then the things I'll say about it here, comparing it to y equals x squared, you would definitely say it's wider. Sorry, wider, facing down in comparison. And then the last thing maybe I would add, if you want to really talk about the domain and range, so your domain is all your x values. So your x values, if this went on forever, would cover all reals. So my domain would be you could write this for all reals, the infinity sign. And then my range is my y values. So my y values are going to include 0, and it's going to go down for infinity. So here, so I would just say y is less than or equal to 0. So that's what, again, when you're doing your work, definitely write that it's wider. Make some type of comparisons to x squared, y equals x squared. And if you can figure out how to write the domain and range of some sort, that would be cool. And then when you take your picture and upload it to Google Forms, if I was taking a picture, you could fit this all in one picture roughly, I think. Depending on how you do it, if you have 2 pages printed out, you could even fold it a little bit like this. is the way I would do it, and just maybe take one picture, and then you could have your questions here, and then go here, and then you know what? I'll take a picture here and put it as an example. So I would have to, I would be doing this with your phone. You might even be able to do it on your laptop. If they're just take a picture with the what do you call it? The embedded webcam. But sorry, let me see if I can make this work here for you. So then if you kind of did it like that, you can make it work in one picture. Sorry, this is taking more time than it probably should have. Like that, like that. And then, yeah, so for the ones you're doing today, you're doing 19, 21, 22, and 24. And then 23 is the one we did yesterday on Google Forms. And then I'll just do Command Shift 4. I'll post this screenshot as an example of your one picture like that. Or you could do two pictures. You could do a picture for here, for this page, and then a picture for the two graphs on this page. So I hope that gets you started. And I think I mentioned it pretty clearly on the forms. When you go to the forms for these questions, simple stuff. All you got to do is just click the ones that apply based on, you're not actually graphing these, what the parabola would look like. So good luck with that. Have a great day. Please email me if you have any questions.